Hello and welcome to the PB Eats Kitchen. I am Chef K and today I'm going to show you how to make lentil almond croutons. It is a raw dish. Let's get started. Today we have some sprouted buckwheat oats. These take a couple of days. You soak them overnight and then they take about a day to sprout, so make sure you plan accordingly. We also have some flaxseed meal here with 2 tablespoons of water. I already mixed it in because it takes about 5 minutes. As you can see, it's not really moving around for it to congeal. So you want that thick consistency when we put everything together. Over here, I have sprouted lentils. Now with the sprouted lentils, you soak them for 24 hours and then you drain them and put them in a jar so they can stay, have a jar where there's a mesh top where you can put maybe a cheesecloth, or if you have the sprouting jars, you can use that. And it takes about 2 days before these develop these lovely, wonderful sprouts. Right here, we have some almond flour. You can also use almond meal from your almond pulp if you're making almond milk. Just save the pulp and dry it out. We have a tablespoon of olive oil. We've got a medley of spices here, as I usually do, just mix it all together. There's cumin, there's oregano, there's thyme, there's also onion powder and garlic powder, and we will add our salt in as we go. And last but not least, we have some soaked almonds here. If the almonds look a little strange to you, it's because I took the skins off. It helps with keeping the enzymes from the skin. Sometimes they're hard to digest, so I wanted to make sure that these will be easy in the croutons here. We're going to take all of our ingredients and put them into our food processor. I've added the lentils, the almond flour. We're going to put our buckwheat groats in there, our almonds. We're going to put our spices. Make sure all of those are in there. We're going to add our oil, and I have my handy dandy chili spatula here to make sure I get all that oil out. And we have, last but not least, our flaxseed meal mixed with our water, and see how it's nice and congealed. That's going to thicken up very, very nicely. All right, we're going to pulse this together in our food processor for a few minutes. We'll make sure it's not too mushy, and then we're going to spread it out on a Teflex and put it in our dehydrator for about 6 hours. If you want your croutons a little crunchier, you can place them in your food dehydrator a little longer than 6 hours. It's really up to you how crunchy you want them. Remember, not past the temperature of 118 degrees because we want to keep these raw and we want all of our enzymes and nutrients to be intact. We've already put our ingredients in a food processor, and now we have it on our Teflex here going into our dehydrator. Just in case you're curious, I have an Excalibur dehydrator. This one has 9 trays, I believe, so we call it our big behemoth. You can also find an Excalibur dehydrator that's a little bit smaller, but again, this will be great because I'm going to dehydrate several things. But for this particular recipe, we're going to take our handy dandy spatula here and we're just going to spread it out till they're about, I'd say about a ½ inch thick layer. So it's going to take a little bit, and we want to make sure we get them all spread out neatly. And then we're going to perforate them so we have little individual croutons. One recipe yields about 2 cups of croutons, which is about 40 croutons-ish, depending on how big or small you want them. So yeah, stay tuned. So for the croutons, you can put them into your dehydrator plain because it's very flavorful and already seasoned with all the spices we put in there. But I have an extra little secret that I think is really going to make these pop. So I have some Parmesan cheese, which is basically the almond pulp that I use. Remember from earlier in the recipe, I said you can use almond flour or you can use almond meal, which is from your dehydrated almond pulp from your almond milk. So I've already mixed in some nutritional yeast, a little bit of Himalayan pink salt, and this is so good on your raw pastas, or you can even try it on your pasta dishes, even if you're not fully raw. It will substitute Parmesan cheese. So what we're gonna do is sprinkle this on top, and that's just gonna give it a little bit of cheesy flavor on top of all the other spices that we already have in there. It is gonna be so good. Make sure you have your dehydrator set for 118 degrees and that you're gonna put it in there for about 6 hours or longer. We'll probably do it longer because I like crunchy croutons, so just stay tuned.
24 hours later.
Here we go, you guys. We have our savory lentil croutons, and they have a nice bite. We actually left these in there longer than 6 hours. They have a nice little crunch to them. Gotta feed the camera person. And they have the almond Parmesan cheese that was put on top prior to putting them in a dehydrator. And these are a good topper for a salad, or you can also put them in your soups as well. Today I'm gonna actually make a creamy tomato and zucchini soup, and this will be on top as a garnish. And yeah, these are really, really good and savory. So if you want a light snack or something to just have on the side instead of traditional croutons, this is a great addition to that, to put it into your food list. All right, so thanks for watching our video, you guys. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. Also, make sure you hit that bell to select all notifications. Look, we've told you every video, if you don't select all, you're only going to get a couple at a time of personal notifications. We want you to get all of them. Also, tune in next time for more content and more tasty treats. And we are so excited to have you with us. Bye.